Hey everybody, good afternoon, early evening. It is Jillian. It's been like a day or so since I did a video. Um, I actually been taking some time off, just redirecting, because whenever you go through an evolution, it's a redirection of energy. It is an energy that is just going through a major biochemical change to where you're just kind of putting your sights somewhere different, not so much on the tunnel vision you have at that moment, which is not a bad thing because I believe in when you're trying to get to a goal, you have to put all your energy in that one basket. However, it's good to balance, but sometimes it's good to take a break, like a major break. Now, I'm not saying like a major break where you just kind of like walk away from something, no, but I'm talking about where you just put your energy into something different. And so sometimes these variants that I've been feeling from the COVID is like a forced break because I do get very caught up in what I'm doing. And these forced breaks that I take because I have to, it actually gives me an allowance to then go and explore other things. Like I've been watching this Netflix movie called The Queen of the South about the Sinaloa drug cartel. Okay, and so it's interesting learning about that culture and how they actually use human sacrifice and drug culture in the Mexican cartels. And so it's just another viewpoint. But Americans is so interesting. We live in a world, especially in the West, where we value hard work. We value hard work, hard was it play hard, work hard, play hard type of thing. But what happens is that people get tunneled and they work themselves to death or they play themselves to death. And I think it's time that we redirect that energy. Um, I know that when some of the Facebook posts are talking about that it's hard to get workers now coming in to do stuff for like, 13, $15 an hour when they get paid more on unemployment. Don't knock them. Let me tell you, I got lucky. Now, I want my husband to cut down his hours and to stop having to pay for all of his toys, but that's his choice if he wants to. If he wants to buy toys, he has to pay for his toys. Then fine, you work your ass off, but that is your choice. But I have chosen my life to where I don't have to work my ass off to be like sacrificing my body, mind, and spirit for some company that doesn't really give a crap about me. And it's not going towards a bigger picture. And so thank God I have the leeway to where I can take a break. I can follow my dreams. I have that kind of latitude. And so some people don't like that mentality of taking a break. Some people are knocking people for taking unemployment and not working at that 13-hour job, whatever, where you get tips and then you're being abused and used and exploited. And so I don't blame anyone for choosing unemployment over working at a restaurant or working at some low level job. If you need to take a break and utilize your unemployment so you can redirect your energy to figure out where the hell you want to go because where you were going wasn't getting you anywhere, you were just getting more and more, under the shit, in the same rut of, working your ass off for not really getting ahead. What would happen if you took that time while you're at unemployment and you figured out maybe there's something better out there to do? Maybe putting your head towards taking a class to learn computer coding or to learn how to open up your own business and something different. What would happen if people actually use that time? Now, not everybody's going to use that time with unemployment to redirect their energy, but some people will. And why not give those people that say, okay, I don't want to go back to a $10 an hour job where they exploit you and not give you the benefits and you really have no control over your time or your life. And you're just basically sacrificing yourself for some company who doesn't give a fuck about you. So if the government can help you pad your foundation so you can figure out what else is there out there to do and you can refocus, go for it. Because this COVID has forced me to do that. Okay? And I don't want you guys to feel bad. If you're taking unemployment and you could be working out there at some stupid job, take the unemployment. Utilize as much as you can until you figure out where you want to go. Now, it's going to take, somebody who's doing the J juice to really redirect their energy. But people who aren't on the J juice can go and redirect their energy. People do all the time. Our world was successful before J juice. Don't get me wrong on that. Our world was successful before J juice. But J juice is going to give some people a bit more latitude to redirect their energy, to maybe get through some healing stuff, figure out, maybe they want to go sit and study somewhere or study on the internet. If they have a good computer, they have a good internet, and they're getting a steady paycheck from the government, they can go and figure out what's next to be an innovator instead of some freaking, worker bee who is not going to really, accomplish much or give back to society except for more drunk people or more people who are not really going to really give anything to society except make more problems. I would love it if half the bars would close down in Ohio. Maybe we can redirect people's energy instead of drinking all the time and wasting their times in the bars forever. What would happen if you all put your head towards something that was really useful? That would not only help your family, but help yourself, help your community, rise above your station. So you're not always treading above water. What would happen if you actually could figure out your blind spots in life? And so I think the whole COVID and the social distancing and the wearing of the masks and all that, I think it's really a great redirection of energy. And those of you that want to go and play yourself to death and work yourself to death, well, then you're no different than the cartels exploiting their resources until there's nothing left. Sacrificing yourself for the cause, whatever that cause is, for someone's bottom line. So Amazon can make a shit ton of money and they don't pay any taxes. So your boss can make a shit ton of money. Well, I know that you need workers to move the steel and all that stuff. Okay. And so at some point, what we have to allow those that feel that they need to rest and redirect, let them do that. If you don't feel the need to rest and redirect, and you want to be a trucker or you want to be a this or that, because we do need truckers in our world, we do need people that move steel, we do need factory workers. We want to pay them we want to pay people more than a living wage to get them to want to work. So I think what's going on now is kind of cool, is the fact that, to get somebody to want to work, you either pay them a major amount of money because we need you, or let them redirect their energy. But gone are the days of really exploiting people. Because yes, the government's going to come in and be that force, be that balancing force and say, okay, you've been exploiting these people too much. They don't have a chance to get ahead because we have trapped them in this cycle of poverty. So now, yes, and they know these unemployment checks and these stimulus checks are not going to last forever. But what I'm saying is maybe this is a time for you to learn how to scale down your wants and your needs and all of your extras and figure out how much can you really live on. And then maybe work part-time and then figure out where the hell you want to go in life. Do you want to move higher in your company? Do you want to go into a different industry? Do you want to study something completely different? Do you want to open up your own business? Do you want to do you want to do something totally different? Maybe get on the Jilly Juice and deal with your predispositions. But if that's not your goal, then fine. But at some point, we're going to have to get society out of a rut. And what's going on right now is getting our society out of a rut. Stay home and stay safe. No need to go be an activist because the world's going to change no matter what. There's going to be a lot of things going on. And if you have imbalances, if you have unbalanced energy to where you have to utilize authority, it's a crapshoot. So at this point, we're now going to have to really be on our own. And you should be on your own. There's got to be a point in time where you guys got to be independent. Independent from law enforcement, independent from the medical system, independent from anything that requires extra services because you have unbalanced energy, because you have predispositions. And so I understand why they legalized all the cannabis and stuff. Because the more that you're under the influence to where you don't feel anything, and you're okay with passing away pain-free, you're not going to be a burden to society until you start utilizing more of the societal resources to manage your cancer, disease, and chronic illness when that actually hits, when that actually triggers. Because you can only anesthetize yourself for so long with cannabis, okay, and with any other painkiller. Okay, so we're entering into a new world. And Jilly Juice is perfect for this new world because it is about self-sufficiency. At least 90% self-sufficient. Because I'm telling you, half the crap that's on TV, people would not be in that position if they weren't so dependent on somebody else. And a lot of it, some of these kids have no choice. They were brought into this world under major unbalanced circumstances. And now they have to deal with it in a world that's not very forgiving. Thank God I was raised in the 80s because it was still very new with all this crazy stuff going on. There's a lot more forgiveness for my antics than there is today. If kids have imbalances today or unbalanced energy today, there's no forgiveness in our society. None. And then every single misstep or every single choice law enforcement has to make is going to make the headlines. And so this is where parents, you really have to take control of your kid's life if you don't want to have them end up on the headlines as a statistic. Like, seriously. So, take the time. If you are on unemployment and you just need to sit and just be a vegetable, do that. At some point, either you're going to be a vegetable for the rest of your life and cater to your unbalanced energy to where then eventually you're going to have cancer, disease, and chronic illness. And the virus and all the therapeutics are going to accelerate the entropy process, which means that you'll have a very short-lived, lazy lifestyle. Or, you take the time for a minute and then figure out what your next move is. And it really should be doing the Jilly Juice. If I can't express it enough, if you have the time to where you can sit and veg and watch Netflix all day long, like I have been for the last week, because I'm going through a variant evolution, then you have the time to do Jilly Juice while you're watching your Netflix videos and while you're watching the news, going like being an armchair quarterback. Okay, and you can start redirecting your energy. But if you don't want to do Jilly Juice and you want to be a vegetable, it'll be very short-lived. Because let me tell you, this virus is no fucking joke. So you're either going to work yourself to death and play yourself to death with this virus in the background, or you're going to not do the Jilly Juice and veg yourself to death with the virus in the background. Or you'll do Jilly Juice and you'll balance out the energy and take on the covalent bonding of the starches and the sugars and the food supply and release the excess, release your demons, face your demons, and heal and seal. And then who knows what the hell the future may hold for you. But I'm telling you, you only have 3 choices in this world. Work hard, play hard, die fast. Veg hard, die fast. Or do Jilly Juice and balance out everything. Those are the only 2 choices. 3 choices. And I hope you guys choose wisely. Because no matter what, the energy and the atmosphere is that much more aggressive. If I can feel it, I asked my husband, have you felt anything? He's like, yeah, my back hurts, but his back always has been hurting. But he doesn't really feel it. I asked him, do you feel anything with this change in the environment? Because we were around a bunch of people. Somebody was recently vaccinated. Okay. And so I know I caught a variant somehow, which is no big deal. It's just being tired. For me, it's just being tired. Other people, it's going to be like, heart attacks and strokes and dying from it. But for me, it's just, tiredness. But he didn't feel anything because because what it is he's taking on that energy and it's going to age him. I already see it, the grayness in his beard, the virus and all the variants, whether it's the therapeutics or the variants are transducers or the piezoelectric effect. It creates so much energy to where then, yes, if you are not retaining your energy, it's going to steal from Peter and pay Paul. So the minerals in your hair, skin, and nails are going to be robbed of the resources to keep your vital organs alive until there's nothing left in the hair, skin, and nails, or you have so many weaknesses in your vital organs that you won't sustain, an evolutionary leap, which is usually overnight. That's why people pass away overnight, because that's when all the reparations happen is overnight. And so That's when I have the most mucus, is around 3 o'clock in the morning. My dog feels stuff really early in the morning. She starts sneezing really early in the morning as things get released, as the body is working on repairing and regenerating and releasing the excess. Okay? And so if you're not doing the Jilly Juice, you're going to age so fucking fast. It's unreal. Therapeutic or non-therapeutic, the virus is electricity. So is the grid. So is all of your actions and reactions to politics, religion, and science. And if you're not actively regenerating at the micro level, you're not going to see potential indefinite life, or immortality, as I would call it. You're going to see a faster path to the end result, which is basically you just expire overnight, or maybe you'll be lucky and get a diagnosable condition, of which then it will see, okay, can you handle the therapeutics? Can you handle the chemotherapy? And most likely anyone that's at that point where they have to get chemotherapy really can't afford it. I know people in my world that had chemotherapy about a year ago, and they're in hospice now. It took a year from the point of when they were in chemotherapy to now they're in hospice. Is that really where you want to go, you guys? You really want to be down that road of getting chemotherapy and all those different therapeutics and then find out maybe a year or two later that you're basically going to die anyways? Why even get chemotherapy and cannabis and all that shit if you don't want to die, but you're going to die anyways? Oh, but you're supposed to die. Then why even get chemotherapy and cannabis? Oh, so I'm prolong my life. You know how fucked up that sounds? So I am sitting with all of with just my patience, the fact that I know that I have all the time in the world. I have all the time in the world to get my book done. I'm not going to it might be towards the middle of the summer before I actually submit my manuscript. It might be in the middle of May where I submit it. But I'll tell you what, the redirection of energy is so valuable. And if you don't fucking take the time, you guys, to redirect your energy, you will be on that hamster wheel until you fall off, because it's not your choice. You will involuntarily fall off that damn hamster wheel because you couldn't relax. You couldn't face your evolution. You couldn't relax. And you've accepted you have no control over your body, mind, and spirit. You have given your power away to the holistic allopathic industry. And I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to do that. But some of you are resigned to that fact. And so you want to work hard, you want to play hard until you die and sacrifice yourself. Or you want to veg hard and then sacrifice yourself. But maybe there's a third choice. Maybe you can actually rest hard, do Jilly Juice, deal with your shit, literally and figuratively, and then redirect your energy to make society better, because you're going to be better for society. And you won't get caught up in the politics, religion, science, because that's already taken care of itself. The New World Order already figured out what they wanted. You're not going to help anything in society except for maintaining what they want you to maintain. They're either going to use you and abuse you, or you're going to use them but not abuse them. And you'll just be part of the alignment of the world. Or you'll be used by them as a pawn, as whatever. And so the New World Order already knows what they want. They want balance. They want egalitarianism. They want equality. They want respect. They want diversity. So there's nothing that you're doing that's going to make them see it. You can't change your neighbor. And so either you get yourself right, because the system is already righting itself. It's already balancing itself out. So now where are you going to get yourself right? And that's why I'm saying 3 choices. Work hard, play hard, die hard. Veg hard, die hard. Or do Jilly Juice and redirect your energy. And take the time. And if you don't have time to take the time, and you can still do Jilly Juice, like I know a guy, John Oakes, on my Facebook. He's working hard. Yes, he builds houses. He's doing Jilly Juice. He's very smart in the head. And he's been around the J Juice long enough to balance out both, and he knows what to expect. Okay? And so, but not everybody can be like him. Some people need to take the rest. He's a strong dude. Not everybody's as strong as he is. So don't compare yourself to other people. If everything else fails, just take the time. Get on unemployment, do the Jilly Juice, and redirect your energy. Because what else is there? I guess an accelerated death process. That's the only thing you have if you don't do Jilly Juice. All right, bye.